Beyond the Gates. Spoilers for Friday, March 6th, 2026. I think this was inevitable. Jacob is out and about in his undercover role. And of course, he's going to be asked to do something that puts him right in the path of someone he knows. It feels like Friday's episode is set up for a big finish to the week. From what I'm seeing, Jacob's new assignment could unintentionally jeopardize the entire undercover operation. My gut says this ties directly to the new hire at Garland Memorial, Grayson Perez. The exit from Ashley's bedroom that night? That story about a sick mother? Probably true, but Grayson is as connected as they come. Finally, we're getting some real momentum with the plasma ring storyline. Things are about to escalate, and Friday's episode is going to reveal someone unexpected as part of the ring. The scene between Grayson and the Chief of Staff, Dr. Whitmore, wasn't just a casual reminder about fraternization rules. It had a serious, almost tense undertone. If you ask me, this is one plot thread that's going to pay off big. Meanwhile, Anita isn't doing great when Vernon shows up with his surprise. I'm genuinely curious to see what that is. The timing feels very deliberate. On the family front, Martin is trying his hardest to connect with Samantha and Smitty. Campaign life can be all-consuming, and while Martin promised to make time for his family, everyone has their own agendas. Smitty with Jacob and his writing, Samantha with the cotillion, and the others' own mysterious plans. Balancing all of that is not going to be easy. From my perspective, Friday's episode is packed with little details that are going to matter a lot in the coming months. If you're a fan of twists, tense confrontations, and character dynamics, this episode is shaping up to be essential. Wednesday, March 4th, 2026, BTG Episode Recap. I was thinking, today's BTG episode really pulled me into the ripple effects of everyone's choices. Kial has some news for Vanessa that could shake things up for Nicole. Bill calls in a favor. Chelsea leans on Vernon. The Duprees get an unexpected visitor. And Ashley is on a mission to help Grayson. If you caught the last episode, Eva warned Leslie, Ted grilled Isaiah, and Tomas started noticing red flags about Lynette. I didn't realize just how tense things were until it all started colliding in today's scenes. At the hospital, Madison is practically glowing as she talks to Chief Whitmore about her Parkinson's research, while Ashley can't help but listen in. Madison's excitement is infectious. She's thinking about thanking Whitmore for getting the funding, and Ashley seizes the moment to ask Madison about her contacts, hoping they could help Grayson and his mom. The funniest part? Whitmore is quietly eavesdropping while Ashley insists, like it really matters, that she and Grayson are just friends. I wasn't sure whether to laugh or groan. Meanwhile, at home, Vernon and Chelsea are having a heart-to-heart about Anita. The chemo is hitting her hard, worse than Vernon has ever seen. I kept thinking, wow, it's moments like these that make you appreciate the weight of every treatment decision. Vernon insists this is the best option, even if Chelsea is questioning it. He also says the best medicine is hearing about the kids' little victories, and I think he's right. That balance of hope and reality really lands. Chelsea is also wrestling with her own guilt. She worries about her relationship with Kat, whether she's been as careless with Kat's feelings as her dad was with her mom. Vernon, ever the grounding force, reassures her. The only thing she inherited from her dad is her height. She's all Dupree. I loved that line. It's like a gentle reminder of identity amidst chaos. Later, Carlton swings by with ginger candy to check on Anita, and Vernon and Carlton have this really heartfelt exchange about life after cancer treatment, love, and patience. I didn't realize how much I missed seeing Vernon laugh until he reacts to Carlton asking for permission to date Nicole. Decades without being asked that? I couldn't help but smile. And then there's this subtle nod to the future. Anita might have reconstructive surgery, and Carlton wants to be there for her. Vernon's reflection, looking at a picture of Nicole and hoping she's happy, really made me pause. There's something so quietly human in that moment. Meanwhile, Carlton reaches out to Nicole, leaving a message about dinner and breakfast. The romantic tension is definitely simmering. I can't tell if they'll get there or keep dancing around it. At Uptown, Vanessa is on the phone with Kial. He's ready to sign the lease on the last condo she showed him, and Nicole can't hide her curiosity. When Vanessa and Nicole meet Kial at the club, there's this playful Thelma and Louise banter that lightens the mood. And then Kial surprises Nicole with a kiss. I'm thinking, okay, now we're stepping into new territory. Vanessa casually mentions that his condo is just 10 minutes from Nicole's place, and suddenly proximity and potential drama is officially on the table. So, today's episode? It felt like a web of small human decisions, love, loyalty, and the quiet struggles behind the scenes. I think the show is really setting up some big payoffs, and I'm not sure who's going to come out ahead, but I can't wait to see. Kial nervously asks Nicole if she's okay with him being just a sweaty jig away. She, in turn, wonders if she's the reason he's moving out to the county. He reassures her, saying he thinks they're excelling at the art of not being serious, and that living close won't change anything. She'll only see him when she wants, and he's confident they can handle it. Nicole, clearly eager, is already thinking about getting in bed. They thank Vanessa on the way out and head to Nicole's place, where things quickly heat up. Meanwhile, in Bill's office, Haley voices her concerns about Tomas handling Lynette's case. Bill, ever confident, assures her he has faith in Tomas and gently reminds her that their bigger focus should be trying for a baby boy. Haley hesitates, worried about the what-ifs. What if she can't give him the son he wants? What if she miscarriages again? Bill reassures her they'll manage anything that comes their way. He even reminds her that he'd love another little girl just as much. As he starts reviewing Lynette's file, Haley suggests he could use his connections to drop the charges immediately. Bill, careful about calling in favors, says it's unnecessary. Yet Haley pushes him to get it sorted so they can focus on starting a family. She's anxious, wanting the woman who saved her to be safe. She leaves just as Grayson arrives to take his blood. Later, Grayson returns to the hospital and asks Ashley if she's up for dinner. She shares Madison's research with him, and he apologizes for being a jerk earlier. They share a tender moment, but in the background, Whitmore is lurking and witnesses their kiss. Ashley heads off to clean bedpans, and the chief quickly confronts Grayson about fraternizing at work. He assures her he won't let personal matters interfere with his job. Elsewhere, Madison and Chelsea hit uptown, joking about Vernon dropping bars if he were younger. Chelsea admits she's willing to do whatever it takes to make amends with Kat. Madison talks about her day and her desire to help people, prompting Chelsea to quip, "Boo gonna cure Parkinson's." Their laughter stops when they spot Haley walking in. Moments later, Randy arrives, and the girls can't help but gossip about how hella close the two seem. Back at the office, Bill finally decides to call in a favor to have the charges against Lynette dropped, showing just how far he's willing to go for those he cares about. I think the Thursday, March 5th episode of Beyond the Gates is shaping up to be a wild ride, especially with Vanessa and Leslie clearly not on the same page. Honestly, it feels like every time these two try to work together, chaos follows. But that's where Derek comes in. He's now the general manager of the free clinic, and suddenly, he's got the thankless job of playing referee between the feuding ladies. I was wondering if he can actually smooth things over, or if he's destined to just get caught in the middle. On Tuesday, Leslie approached Vanessa for help spreading the word about the free clinic's opening day. But in true Leslie fashion, it was all her style, and Vanessa wasn't exactly thrilled. Fast forward to Thursday, and they're trying again. Yet of course, the tension is still there. Derek's role is crucial here, and I can't help but feel like he's going to have to earn every penny of that GM paycheck. Mediator skills are about to be tested. Meanwhile, Joey is facing his own challenges. He agrees to something he really doesn't want to, again. At this point, it seems like that's the norm for him now that he's in this soulmate era with Vanessa. I think he's only tolerating Leslie's antics because Vanessa suggested he fund her free clinic, or should I say, Samantha's clinic. Either way, Joey's patience is being stretched. Over in another corner of the chaos, Chelsea and Madison stumble across a very peculiar duo, which could be juicy for later. And then there's Randy, who's keeping his con cousin Haley on a very tight leash. She seems to have put her Black Widow plans on pause, especially after the mugging scheme did its job. Bill is showering her with attention, a Caribbean house, and cold, hard cash. So what more could she want? But don't be fooled. Randy isn't letting her forget the real goal. That $10 million payout isn't going to earn itself, and he's ready to remind Haley that it's time to get back to business, namely, the murder plot. I can't help but wonder, how will Haley react when pushed? Will she snap back into her dark, calculated self, or is she truly enjoying the perks a little too much? It feels like Thursday's episode is really going to test loyalties, patience, and scheming skills across the board. Vanessa and Leslie's feud, Joey's reluctant compliance, and Haley's temptation to stray from the plan all set the stage for some serious drama. To me, this episode might just be one of those pivotal ones that shifts alliances and escalates tension in ways we didn't see coming. Tomas meets up with Eva at Orphe Jean's, where she's hoping to get a sense of what Isaiah is walking into with his meeting with her dad. Tomas admits that Ted can be tough, but fair. Their conversation is cut short, as usual, by Leslie, who chases Tomas off before revealing to Eva that she's the reason behind Isaiah and Ted's get-together. Eva isn't exactly thrilled. In fact, her suspicion meter spikes when Leslie starts pressuring her to lock Isaiah down in marriage as soon as possible. Eva quickly pieces it together. Leslie is scheming because Isaiah's family is deep in law enforcement, and having them in her corner could be a strategic advantage. But Eva isn't about to let her mama play puppet master without consequences. "Remember, Mama," she warns, "you taught me everything I know about revenge." Meanwhile, on the basketball courts, Ted sets up a meeting with Isaiah, but then decides to invite Carlton along. The guys exchange playful jabs, only to bump into Kial, which quickly turns the court into a showdown. After the game, in the locker room, Carlton and Kial go at it verbally. Kial accuses Carlton of playing dirty, while Carlton fires back that Kial isn't the hero he claims to be. The tension is interrupted by a call from Nicole asking Carlton out to dinner, but he has to decline because of a prior commitment right in front of Kial. Later, Andre warns Carlton that he and Kial's macho standoff could end up pushing Nicole away. Back at the bar, Ted and Isaiah have a heart-to-heart about Eva, Leslie, and Isaiah's intentions. Ted doesn't hold back. He lets Isaiah know that Leslie is already talking about him as her future son-in-law. And we all know, when Leslie wants something, she usually gets it, one way or another. Elsewhere, Bill suggests that he and Haley should think about trying for a baby again. Haley responds with a string of excuses to delay the conversation, promising that once they're both cleared medically, they can resume planning. Bill, clearly fixated on the idea of a baby, even imagines an island baby, while Haley subtly hints at staying put permanently. The conversation is interrupted by Tomas, who reports on Lynette's case. His deep dive reveals almost nothing. Lynette barely exists online. Bill seems unbothered, but Haley overreacts when Tomas asks if she knows anything about Lynette, only adding fuel to his suspicions about her connection to her. Meanwhile, Vanessa and Nicole are catching up over drinks when Leslie drops in, naturally stirring things up. Surprisingly, she's not there to fight. Instead, she wants Vanessa to use her connections to schedule a press event for the clinic's opening. Once Leslie gets what she wants and leaves, Nicole breathes a sigh of relief. Vanessa then nudges Nicole to ask one of the men in her life out for a double date. Nicole hesitates at first, but just as she's considering it, Kial calls Vanessa with a favor, setting up some unexpected sparks. Haley tries to bring up Tomas's handling of Lynette's case with Bill, but predictably, he's got tunnel vision. And it's all about the baby train. And not just any baby. He's hoping for a male heir. Haley confesses she's worried about another miscarriage and letting him down, then ramps up the pressure to get Bill to take Lynette's case off the table. Shockingly, she even drags their potential baby into the negotiation. Just as tensions peak, Grayson shows up to do more blood work on Bill, prompting Haley to make her exit. Later, she turns up at Uptown, where Chelsea and Madison spot her meeting and sparring with Randy. Madison's sure she's seen him before, but can't quite place where. Meanwhile, Bill's at his office, scheming and making calls to see Lynette's case quietly disappear. Picking up from yesterday, Kial surprises Vanessa by wanting to sign a lease on that condo for up to a year. Vanessa, ever the party starter, packs up Nicole and heads to the club to toast the hunky doc. Kial and Nicole have the "where are we going" conversation, agreeing to move at her pace. Ironically, even as Kial insists he's not trying to wife you like Carlton, Carlton himself is asking Vernon's permission to date Nicole. Following Vernon's advice, Carlton leaves a message for Nicole saying he wants to see her, right as she's in bed with Kial. Timing, am I right? Meanwhile, Ashley perks up when she hears Madison's running her Parkinson's research at Garland Memorial. She's clearly hoping Grayson will get his mom involved in the program. Later, Ashley tells Grayson, who actually apologizes for his past behavior toward her, leading to a sweet, intimate moment. Of course, Leah, the ever-watchful chief of staff, catches wind and confronts Grayson about fraternizing at work. He promises it won't be a problem. But would he really risk ending things with Ashley just to keep Leah off his back? Over with Vernon and Chelsea, there's a calmer moment of catching up. They discuss Anita's health and the recent rift between Chelsea and Kat. Vernon reassures Chelsea that Kat will be fine. She just needs to know Chelsea's still her person. As Chelsea leaves, Carlton shows up with gifts, scotch for Vernon and ginger candies for Anita. Ever the charmer, he suggests that once Anita's surgery is done, he'd be honored to be part of her recovery team. There's a new debate brewing on social media among fans of Beyond the Gates and The Young and the Restless. Some viewers are drawing parallels between exes Bill and Danny Hamilton and the OG soap power couple, Victor and Nikki Newman. Fans have been pointing out that Bill and Danny's messy, on-again, off-again relationship has shades of Victor and Nikki's decades-long drama. The comparisons are everywhere, from Instagram threads to TikTok clips, as viewers dissect every steamy argument, passionate reconciliation, and emotional cliffhanger. Recently, Mosley shared a video on Instagram featuring a fan who admitted to skipping school back in 8th grade just to watch Victor and Nikki's story unfold on Y&R. And yes, it got him suspended. Fast forward to today, and that same fan is hooked on Danny and Bill's chaotic romance. Mosley captioned the post, "Some folks say Danny and Bill are the new Nikki and Victor." The parallels are hard to ignore. Both couples thrive on a toxic breakup-makeup cycle and share an intense, almost magnetic bond. Some fans even see Danny as a modern-day Nikki, a woman whose life seems to revolve entirely around her complicated man. Like Nikki, Danny's obsession with Bill fuels the drama, often entangling other families and leaving chaos in her wake. It's classic soap operatic chaos, reminiscent of the Newmans' love-hate saga in Genoa City. On the other side of the spectrum, Bill is being compared to Victor for his ruthless streak. A successful lawyer with plenty of skeletons in his closet, Bill's charm and ambition mirror Victor's in some ways, but the conversation seems to focus more on their romantic escapades than their careers or personalities. The debate lit up Mosley's Instagram post. Some fans argue that Danny and Bill aren't just mimicking the classics, they're breaking new ground. One user commented, I'd say Danny and Bill are the new Danny and Bill. We don't need any help from Genoa City. Fairmont Crest does the most on its own." To me, it's fascinating how these soap tropes keep reinventing themselves. Are Danny and Bill truly the next Victor and Nikki, or are they carving out their own messy, unforgettable legacy? Either way, the drama and the obsession is real. Beyond the Gates spoilers, Wednesday, March 4th. Fairmont Crest is buzzing with drama this Wednesday, and I can't help but wonder what's next for our favorite characters. Dr. Kial Rollins has some news that could shake things up for Vanessa McBride. Will he decide to put down roots in town? If he does, it looks like he might finally take Vanessa up on her generous offer to secure him a home. This could be a turning point for him. Meanwhile, Ashley Morgan is reaching out to Dr. Madison Montgomery, seemingly with the best intentions to help Grayson Perez. But I'm curious, will Ashley tread carefully, or is there a risk she might overstep her bounds with Madison? Knowing soap operas, nothing stays simple for long. Across town, Bill Hamilton is calling in a favor. He's always been the one helping others, so seeing him in need is a shift. Who does he turn to, and what's driving this rare request? That's a mystery fans will have to watch unfold. The Duprees are in for a surprise visitor, too. Could it be Dr. Monica McCormick? She first appeared as an old friend of Bradley Smitty Smith, and then as Shanice Johnson's aunt, so it wouldn't be shocking if she also has ties to Anita and Vernon Dupree. Speaking of Vernon, he'll be there to support Chelsea Hamilton as she wrestles with a stressful situation. Could it be anxiety over Anita's breast cancer? Or is this more about her conflict with Catherine "Cat" Richardson? Wednesday's episode promises a mix of heartfelt moments, unexpected connections, and the kind of twists that keep us glued to our screens. Catch all the action on CBS and keep following for the latest Beyond the Gates updates, spoilers, and recaps. Beyond the Gates, weekly spoilers update, March 2nd, 6th, 2026. This week on Beyond the Gates, things are heating up as secrets, loyalties, and unexpected alliances collide. Friday is shaping up to be a game-changer, with Jacob taking on a risky assignment that could compromise his entire undercover operation. Meanwhile, Martin tries to reconnect with Samantha and Smitty, and an unexpected character is revealed to be part of the mysterious plasma ring. Who could it be? Let's break down the week's drama. Monday, February 23rd. Episode number 235. Anita made a bold choice to go public with her cancer diagnosis, appearing on CBS Mornings with special guest Gayle King. She opened up about the shock of the diagnosis, the comfort of family support, and her specific struggle with triple-negative breast cancer. It was a raw, inspiring moment that really put her journey into the spotlight. Back in Fairmont Crest, Sledgehammer, an unhoused man, was officially tagged for a crime. Lynette and Haley confirmed his identity at the precinct. But June was quick to defend her friend, telling Joey that Sledge was far too kind to resort to violence, despite his intimidating nickname. Meanwhile, Samantha was struggling to juggle life and school while worrying about her grandmother. Martin reassured her that the family had her back. Chelsea updated Danny on Bill's recent good deed, and undercover Jacob successfully passed his first courier assignment, texting a concerned Naomi from his burner phone. Tuesday, February 24th. Episode number 236. Joey pulled some strings to help Sledgehammer, arranging his release, giving him money, and advising him to leave town to avoid being railroaded. Sledge stopped by Orphe Jeans to thank June before heading off, while Bill, who had learned about the release from Police Chief Elon Hawthorne, was far from pleased. Though Haley tried to match his outrage. In Uptown, Kat pitched the idea of moving in with Tomas, but he sensed her motives weren't entirely sincere and turned her down. At the country club, Vanessa convinced Donnell to escort Samantha to the upcoming cotillon, and later he helped her outmaneuver Chessie at Orphe Jeans. Vanessa also scrambled to prevent her daughter Deanna from going on a date set up via her heart attach escort app, classic mom panic mode. Wednesday, February 25th. Episode number 237. Tensions rose at the clinic as Eva and Leslie clashed over management. Eva wanted to contribute her expertise freely, but Leslie insisted she leave her dad's practice to work full-time at the free clinic. In a compromise, Derek accepted the clinic's general manager position under Eva's guidance, minimizing contact with Leslie. Meanwhile, undercover Jacob had a close encounter with his brother Isaiah, who happened to be in the neighborhood for lunch. Jacob made Isaiah promise to keep his undercover work a secret from Naomi. Ashley and Shanice also took a nostalgic trip down memory lane, reflecting on Ashley's work anniversary, relationship changes, and personal growth over the past year. Thursday, February 26th. Episode number 238. Anita's televised interview went viral, sparking a citywide conversation about cancer and inspiring her fans. Leslie, feeling overshadowed by the Dupree's spotlight, ramped up promotion for her free clinic. She tried reaching out to Vernon and Anita at the country club, and even Danny and Andre at home, but got little help. Elsewhere, Nicole, Laura, and Kat revisited the events of Laura's accident nearly a year ago. Laura had moved on, but Kat was still fueled by anger. Later, Kat interrupted Leslie's clinic promotion at Orphe Jeans, igniting yet another confrontation. The tension kept building, setting the stage for an inevitable clash. Friday, February 27th. Episode number 2-39. After a heated moment, Nicole and Ted managed to have a grounded conversation about their daughter Kat, acknowledging the lingering pain from past family turmoil and committing to co-parenting with a renewed sense of calm. At the country club, Smitty reconnected with an old friend, Dr. Monica McCormick, an oncologist from Texas, and introduced her to Naomi. Their conversation about Anita's diagnosis highlighted how a cancer journey affects the entire family. Kat's ongoing feud with Leslie escalated quickly, only to be followed by a showdown with Chelsea. Kat made it clear she wasn't just moving out, she was leaving immediately, and Vanessa accompanied her to explore new living arrangements. Finally, Eva, Leslie, and Isaiah enjoyed some quality time together, but Leslie wasn't done meddling. She instructed Ted to show interest in Isaiah, hinting at the budding romance with Eva. Ted responded by arranging a get-together, keeping the tangled web of relationships just a little more complicated. This week, the stakes are high, loyalties are tested, and everyone's hiding secrets. Friday promises the biggest surprises yet. Jacob's undercover mission could blow, alliances might shift, and the Plasma Ring's newest member is about to shock us all. To me, it feels like nothing in Fairmont Crest is ever truly safe. Some of Beyond the Gate's most familiar faces are back, bringing drama, chaos, and maybe even a little battle into the mix. I was thinking about the guest stars and recurring players for the week of March 6, 2026, and here's how it's shaping up. Actress Iona Morris-Jackson returned as Smitty and Martin's oncologist friend, Dr. Monica McCormick. To me, she really gave Naomi some much-needed food for thought. Meanwhile, Jamone Duhaney played the unhoused man Lynette decided to pin the blame for Haley's mugging on. I wasn't sure if he had much hope, but luckily, Joey believed June when she insisted he was a good man. Even with a nickname like Sledgehammer, Joey, ever the shady casino owner, managed to arrange for the man's release and get him out of town. And then there's Smack Lewis, Jacob's contact while undercover. If you remember, he refused to give up any intel on the Impaler. I'm curious to see if his loyalty will hold, or if things are about to get messy. We still don't know who will play Shanice's aunt, the one who's set to grill Ted next week, but several recurring players are stepping back into the spotlight this week. On Tuesday, March 3rd, Lamy shows up when Isaiah Hawthorne gets put on the spot. I was wondering if you noticed that Robert Christopher Riley and Greg Vaughn are returning too. Their characters, Carlton and Kial, are gearing up for a showdown. Over Nicole's love, perhaps? I think sparks are definitely going to fly. Vaughn continues to make appearances on Wednesday, March 4th, with scenes alongside Vanessa. Kenja is also in action when Ashley seeks Madison's help for information that could tip the scales in favor of Jordi Villasuso's Grayson. Thursday, March 5th, brings two of BTG's go-to players back into focus. Maurice P. Carey's Randy and Ben Gavin's Derek. Randy has some choice words lined up for his cousin Haley, while Derek seems to get caught in the middle of the tension between Leslie and Vanessa. I have a feeling Thursday's episodes are going to be packed with confrontations. Finally, Naja Jackson returns as Samantha on Friday, March 6th, when Martin tries to reconnect with her, and her other dad, Smitty. I think this could be one of the more emotional beats of the week. All in all, it looks like Beyond the Gates is stacking the week with drama, love triangles, and a little chaos sprinkled in for good measure. I didn't realize how many layers these storylines were about to have, but it's shaping up to be a wild ride. Beyond the Gates, Thursday, March 5th. Spoilers and shocking twists. I think Thursday's Beyond the Gates episode is shaping up to be full of tension, secrets, and eyebrow-raising moments. From what I've seen, there's some serious suspicious activity happening while Joey Armstrong's arm gets twisted, literally and figuratively. Meanwhile, Randy Parker is stepping up the pressure on Haley Hamilton. She's already reeling from Bill Hamilton's request about having a baby, and Randy seems determined to keep her focused on their shared goal, that cash payoff once their scheme reaches the finish line. I was wondering, though, will Haley be able to stay on track? Or is she about to get sidetracked by more drama? Chelsea Hamilton and Dr. Madison Montgomery are also about to witness something unusual. Teasers hint it's two people acting a little sus. Could it be Haley and Randy together? That would definitely raise some eyebrows, even if we all know Randy was there for her after her miscarriage. To me, this moment could be a game changer for the storylines surrounding both families. Over in another corner of town, Joey Armstrong is going to face some serious pressure. The spoilers suggest Vanessa McBride is the one twisting his arm. No surprise there. If anyone can make Joey do something he really doesn't want to do, it's the blonde dynamo herself. And as expected, Vanessa and Leslie Thomas are set to clash. Poor Derek Baldwin will have to step in as the peacemaker, and my guess is this fight has something to do with the Doug McBride Free Clinic project. Thursday's episode looks like a perfect mix of scheming, tension, and those classic soap opera "wait, what" moments. To me, the question is, who will get what they want, and who will be left scrambling? Beyond the gates. Early spoilers for March 9 to 13. This week in the DMV, tensions run high as Vernon Dupree panics, Joey Armstrong gets his hand forced, and everyone's secrets start catching up with them. Here's what I'm seeing unfold. Wednesday, March 4th. Ashley Morgan reaches out to Madison Montgomery for intel. The twist? Madison's research overlaps with Grayson Perez's mom's Parkinson's. I'm curious, will Grayson be grateful for the help or annoyed, feeling like Ashley is meddling? The Duprees get a surprise visitor. Hopefully it's positive. But given Dana Leslie Thomas's track record of showing up unannounced, I wouldn't count on it. Vernon is there for Chelsea Hamilton. Could she finally open up to him about her issues with Catherine "Cat" Richardson? Meanwhile, Bill Hamilton needs a favor from someone who owes him, possibly Joey stepping in to handle the guy who mugged Haley Lawson. Kyle Richardson has news for Vanessa McBride that could affect Nicole Dupree Richardson. I'm wondering, does this mean Kyle's house hunting, or is he finally ready to challenge Carlton Fitzgerald? And will Vanessa drag him along on that awkward double date with Nicole, Joey, and herself? Thursday, March 5th. Chelsea and Madison spot a couple together. Something about them seems off. Could this be the double date Vanessa has been scheming toward? Joey's facing a task he doesn't want to do. Is it Bill's favor, or Vanessa pressuring him for the double date? He clearly wants Vanessa to himself and isn't thrilled about putting her in a risky public situation. Leslie and Vanessa clash, with Derek Baldwin stepping in. He's now working with Leslie to get her clinic ready, but Vanessa's annoyed by Leslie's interference with Nicole. At the same time, Vanessa wants the clinic to succeed because of its ties to Doug. Haley gets chewed out and is told to finish the con. Joey senses trouble, and Randy worries they'll get caught. Lynette Wise adds more tension. Joey's already warned her that messing around could get them all in trouble. Friday, March 6th. Martin Richardson feels a disconnect with Bradley "Smitty" Smith and Samantha Richardson and is trying to repair it. The undercover plasma ring operation is on shaky ground when Jacob Hawthorne gets a new assignment. Things are about to heat up, and one person's involvement shocks everyone, though Joey and Leslie wouldn't be surprising. Anita Dupree's health takes a turn when Vernon has a big surprise for her. The new, stronger chemo is hitting hard, and Anita admits she's not sure she can win this fight. Vernon and the family are deeply worried. Week of March 9 to 13. Leslie is pushing full steam ahead on her free clinic launch, and her bad behavior escalates. Eva Thomas is fed up with her mother's constant nagging about getting Isaiah Hawthorne to move in and marry her. I doubt Ted Richardson can talk any sense into her, but we'll see. The double date with Kyle and Nicole? Joey and Vanessa? I think it's going to be awkward, but maybe Vanessa pulls it off smoothly. The plasma ring storyline ramps up, now that we know someone's directly involved. Cotillion prep continues as Samantha's debut nears. If they stick to the DMV schedule, the season kicks off late summer. Jacob might end up in danger trying to prove himself to his father, Police Chief Elon Hawthorne. Kat isn't backing down on her vendetta. I'm expecting her to make a dramatic scene at Leslie's clinic grand opening. Meanwhile, Anita's side effects worsen, and Vernon's anxiety spikes. No one wants her to give up. Kat continues her housing search unless Tom Navarro changes plans. Vanessa keeps trying to normalize Joey's life without changing him too much. But will he push back? I wouldn't be surprised if Vanessa arrives with moving boxes soon. She usually gets what she wants. Randy Parker is in full panic mode as Haley and Lynette keep complicating everything. His instincts are screaming that something's off, and Bill keeps pushing Haley, who is dragging her feet on any promises about starting a family. I've been thinking a lot about the latest twists in Beyond the Gates, and honestly, my head is still spinning. This week's episodes really threw Fairmont Crest into chaos, and I'm not sure anyone's emotions came out unscathed. So, I thought I'd break it down, from what actually happened to what it all might mean for the future. Let's start with the latest drama. Joey Armstrong really outdid himself this week, orchestrating scenes that had me squinting at the screen and asking, "Wait, what just happened?" The situation with Randy, Haley, and Lynette? Yeah, I'm still trying to make sense of it. They keep holding these secret meetings, yet somehow they're doing it in the most obvious public ways imaginable. How no one's called them out yet is beyond me, but I have a feeling that's about to change. Case in point, Madison and Chelsea were at Uptown when they spotted Haley alone at the bar. Madison immediately thought they should go over and say hi, while Chelsea, bless her, would have rather had a root canal. But of course, Randy showed up and started talking to Haley like it was totally normal. Chelsea, ever the skeptic, immediately noticed how close they must be to be chatting so casually. And let's be real, the questions about what's really going on are going to be impossible to dodge soon. Am I starting to care? Haha, probably not. But if I were, here's my prediction. Randy and Haley are heading toward a corner they can't talk their way out of, and Bill might finally put an end to that slimy, scheming wife of his. Honestly, I think we might have stumbled upon the duo who could actually save Bill from a sticky situation. And Chelsea? She's not going to let this one slide. Her dad comes first, after all. So, while I'm not emotionally invested yet, I can't help but wonder, how much longer before the truth comes out, and who's going to be left standing when it does?